Welcome, friends. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let us begin. Tonight I will tell you a tale from the mist-shrouded Scottish Highlands, a land of ancient stones and whispered legends. It is a story of a creature that prowls the shadows, a being feared by shepherds and villagers alike. This is the tale of the Cat Sìth, the spectral feline that haunts the Highlands. The Highlands are a place of wild beauty, where jagged peaks rise against the sky and deep glens carve through the earth like scars. The air is crisp and cold, carrying the scent of pine and peat smoke. But as beautiful as the land is, it is also a place of mystery, where the veil between the living and the dead is said to be thin. It is a land where the old ways linger, where the people still leave offerings to the spirits and whisper prayers to ward off the unseen. It was in such a place, in a small village nestled at the foot of a great mountain, that the story begins. The village was a quiet one, its stone cottages huddled together as if for warmth. The people lived simple lives, tending their flocks and working the land. But they were not without their fears. For as long as anyone could remember, the villagers had spoken of the Cat Sìth, a creature of legend that was said to roam the Highlands. The Cat Sìth was no ordinary cat. It was a great black beast, as large as a dog, with fur as dark as midnight and eyes that burned like green fire. Some said it was a faerie creature, a spirit of the other world. Others believed it was a witch in disguise, a sorcerer who had taken the form of a cat to work their dark magic. Whatever the truth, the Cat Sìth was feared, for it was said to steal the souls of the dead. The villagers believed that when a person died, their soul lingered near the body for a time, waiting to be claimed by the afterlife. But if the Cat Sìth reached the body first, it would steal the soul, carrying it away to the other world, never to be seen again. And so, when someone in the village passed away, the people would hold a wake, staying by the body day and night to keep the Cat Sìth at bay. They would light candles and recite prayers, and they would leave offerings of milk outside their doors, hoping to appease the creature. One autumn, when the nights were growing long and the air was heavy with the scent of fallen leaves, a shepherd named Ewan fell ill. He was an old man, his face weathered by years of toil, and he had lived alone in a small croft on the edge of the village. When the villagers found him, he was lying in his bed, his breath shallow and his skin pale. They knew he would not last the night. The villagers gathered in Ewan's croft, lighting candles and placing them around the room. They sat by his bedside, their voices low as they spoke of the old man's life. Outside, the wind howled through the trees, and the shadows seemed to press against the windows. The villagers kept watch, their eyes darting to the door, for they knew the Cat Sìth would come. As the night wore on, the air grew colder, and the flickering candlelight cast strange shapes on the walls. The villagers huddled together, their fear growing with each passing hour. And then, just before midnight, they heard it, a low, rumbling growl, like the sound of distant thunder. The villagers froze, their eyes wide with terror. The growl grew louder, and then they heard the sound of claws scraping against the stone. The door creaked open, and there it was, the Cat Sìth. It was even larger than they had imagined, its black fur glistening in the candlelight. Its eyes burned with an unnatural light, and its tail lashed back and forth like a whip. The creature stepped into the room, its movements slow and deliberate, and the villagers could feel the weight of its gaze. The Cat Sìth moved toward the bed, its eyes fixed on Ewan's still form. The villagers tried to block its path, but the creature let out a hiss, its fangs bared, and they shrank back in fear. The Cat Sìth leapt onto the bed, its massive paws sinking into the mattress. It lowered its head, its nose inches from Ewan's face, and the villagers held their breath. But then, something strange happened. Ewan's eyes fluttered open, and he let out a gasp. The Cat Sìth recoiled, its ears flattening against its head. The old man sat up, his face pale but his eyes clear. He looked at the creature, and then he spoke a single word, a word in a language the villagers did not understand. The Cat Sìth let out a yowl, a sound that seemed to shake the very walls of the croft, and then it leapt from the bed and vanished into the night. The villagers were stunned. They turned to Ewan, but the old man said nothing. He lay back down, his breath shallow once more, and by morning he was gone. The villagers buried him in the churchyard, and they spoke of the night the Cat Sìth had come. But they did not speak of the word Ewan had spoken, for none of them could remember it. In the days that followed, the villagers noticed something strange. The milk they left outside their doors was untouched, and the howls of the wind seemed quieter, less menacing. It was as if the Cat Sìth had vanished, leaving the village in peace. But the people knew better than to let their guard down. They continued to hold their wakes, to light their candles and recite their prayers, for they knew the Cat Sìth could return. And so, the legend of the Cat Sìth lives on, a tale of fear and mystery, of a creature that prowls the shadows of the Highlands. Some say it is still out there, watching and waiting, its green eyes glowing in the darkness. And on cold, windy nights, when the shadows seem to move and the air is heavy with silence, the people of the Highlands still leave out their offerings of milk, just in case. Sleep well, my friends, and may the Cat Sìth never cross your path.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.